Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It is indeed an excellent day to serve an excellent God in and with the spirit of excellence. Good morning, Coach Sherry, Chaplain Sherry, your community pastor Sherry. Sherry from the 800 block of Mooney Avenue. I am the unmuted one. I am the woman who helps other women to speak up, to show up, to stand up, to get past those and to understand the pattern and the conditions that wants women to be silent. I am here this morning to say, I'm glad that you are here. I am so glad that you are here. We've been missing a little bit, but this is Advent season. So if you, I'm doing things at night. We have a 4-week, which last night was our second week in the Advent season as we are taking a look at the world in which Jesus was born, the world in which Jesus was born. And what we have determined so far is that the world in which Jesus was born in first century Palestine is not much different. It is not much different in the world in which we find ourselves, in the world in which we were born, or we are living in. So nevertheless, come on in. I am glad that you are here because I have something to say real quick, real quick. I have something to say. And as we were talking about last night, as we've been talking about the world in which Jesus was born in this Advent season, last night we really took a close look at Mary as a theologian. Mary, the mother of Jesus, as a liberation theologian in a world that devalued women, in a world that she had everything against her. She makes a decision to speak up. She makes a decision to use her prophetic voice to speak up and to not only talk about what is, but what is to come. She gives her people a rope to hold on to for what was going on with them at that time, living under Roman occupation as oppressed people. She gave them hope to hold on. Don't give up, because there is coming a day. A change is gonna come. And so Mary again had everything against her. She's young. She's poor. A woman. And she's pregnant out of wedlock. Mary has everything against her. She was at the bottom of the social hierarchy in every sense of the word. In every which way was but loose, Mary was on the short end of the stick. And it is through Mary that this baby, that this promised child, that this one who the people had been told about, that there was coming a Messiah, that was coming. The prophet had told them. Micah, the prophet, has spoken of this day, God chooses a young, poor, marginalized, a country girl who's pregnant without marriage. God chose to bring Jesus through. And I know that Sherry, why are you going so hard? Because there are women who are not showing up, who are not speaking up, who are not standing up in their full selves, because society has said they don't measure up. Society has said you have no value. Yet this whole season that we are in shows us that God works in the margins. Everything that causes you to be on the outside of the center, on the margins, whether it is economic, whether it is gender, your any type of social class, your education. Society says that you belong on the outside, that you don't belong in the circle. And yet, God chooses to bring a liberator through, a Messiah through, a Savior through, a young, poor, colonized country girl who is pregnant without being married. She had everything against her. And I don't know who I'm talking to, but I know I'm talking to somebody. That you have something to say and we need to hear it. You are the solution to somebody's problem. Yet you have muted yourself, or you have or systems have suppressed your voice. And so when Mary speaks up, she comes through like a theologian, and she comes through like a prophet. She, in her song in Luke 1:46 through 55, she speaks her prophecy, and what she is saying goes against the systems, the culture, the empire, and the structures of her day. She says, God is scattering the proud, is bringing down the rulers, is lifting up the lowly, is feeding the hungry, is sending the rich away empty. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? And it does not mean that she wasn't afraid. She knows what she is up against. But she sees into the future, and she sees a world that is different from the world that they were living in. This is not a lullaby. This is not a Hallmark movie moment. This is a liberation manifesto. She sings and she prophesies before the baby comes, because she knows that the empire will not have the final word, that God is reversing the order, that her body is the site of divine disruption. My friend, you have something to say. God has placed something on the inside of you. And perhaps you have been muted so long that you don't even know how it started. And I'm not talking about you're not talking. I'm not saying that you are not using your voice, that audible sounds are not coming out. But what I'm saying is you're shrinking, you're playing small, and you silence your authentic self. Listen, that's why I've created this 3-day reset, this 3-day experience, January the 6th, 7th, and 8th, where we are going to first diagnose the problem. We're going to diagnose and help us to understand what God has given me, the silencing syndrome. Before we can change and do something different, we first got to understand what's at play. We've got to triage the situation. We've got to look at what we're working with so we'll know the treatment plan that's needed. The comment section has the link, and it's on the screen here. Click on it. If we're going to do something different in 2026, we can't just have the slogan, everything is going to be fixed in 2026. Well, it can be. But what are you fixing? And I want to suggest it's not outside of you. It's internal. Listen, that's all I got. That's all I got. Like, share, and tag. Like, share, and tag. I'll see you January 6th, 7th, and 8th. May all be well with your day.